there's a lot of pressure on Tom, man. We were talking about it on the pre-show this weekend that, you know, you didn't get the Jones fight. You waited all this time, and now you've got to fight somebody else. And it's always tough because you know you want to win that one to really prove to everybody that, yeah, you are that guy. You are the great. You are the best. You're the reason John didn't want to take this fight, blah, blah, blah. If you go and lose that one, you just...
Yeah.
I'm scared to lose to all of them. So if I'm scared to lose, like, if I'm looking at my next opponent, right? If I'm looking at him and think, I'll just blast through this guy and then I'll have a legacy fight after that. Like that, I'm not going to be at my optimal performance if I'm just thinking, oh, I'm just going to blast through him. I never ever think like that. It doesn't matter if I'm number 1 in the world or number 100 in the world. Like, the guy I'm fighting next is the most dangerous guy that I'm ever going to have to fight. Like, I'm scared of that person. I need to train and make sure I'm in a place physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually that I'm going to go and give my 100% everything to that guy.
Now, when you look at the UFC heavyweight rankings, as I say, Tom has beat most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blades, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Ciryl Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, John Jones beat Ciryl Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Ciryl Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Ciryl Gane as well. The man's gigantic. He's very quick. He's agile. He's light on his feet. He could run any sport on the planet. And he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against John Jones. And that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall.
I think Tom's got a really good chance. Now, there is some danger in here. He could get caught with a knee, could get caught with a shot coming in, all of those things. If he decides to stand way more than he should, he could get knocked out. Those are all things that can happen in any fight. But in this fight, Ciryl Gane, with the craftiness in terms of, you know, the way he can throw strikes and the kicks and all those things, it does scare me a little bit. I want Tom to win. I'm a huge Tom fan. I've been a fan of his since he first came into the UFC. Love everything he's doing. I love how he carries himself. I love he's doing everything with class. I like it.
And I think it's going to be interesting to see what Tom's plan is going to be, because I think on the feet, they're pretty evenly matched. I think it could be fun on the feet, but I think there's definitely a huge advantage for Aspinall when it comes to the wrestling and the grappling. And I think he'd be silly to not at least attempt to make it a bit of a grappling match and try to get the ground and pound, take him down. And we'll see. I don't, you know, if he can defend takedowns, it could be a lot of fun, but if not, I mean, I think Tom could make some quick work.
Yeah, everything that I've read lately has said Ciryl Gane's been working a lot on his wrestling, working his way back up to his feet, learning how to stuff takedowns. You know, I've heard fighters say that for years. They said, yeah, I've been working on my takedown defense, my cage takedown defense, my ability to get back up. And they go out there and they look the same. They look exactly the same. This whole notion, like you can't teach a grown man how to wrestle. There's a little truth to that, because the body doesn't move like it should, you know, for a top level wrestler to learn. And so I think for Ciryl Gane, he's gonna have a tough task in front of him on stopping the takedowns. Now, what I do know is that, like, when it comes down to like the explosiveness of like who's gonna be more explosive, it's gonna be very close. Tom is very explosive for his size and his body frame. Ciryl Gane is very light on his feet and very athletic, good mobility, but he's not explosive. Like he's quick, you know, he's got some snap on his punches and his kicks. But will that be enough to stop Tom Aspinall? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I know once the fight hits the ground, there's just different levels.
I'm nervous though, man. You know, if Ciryl Gane wins, my life will crumble before my very eyes. You understand this, right? We can't have Ciryl Gane win. There's gonna be a conglomerate of MMA fans that are suspiciously pro Gane here for no reason whatsoever. Okay? Now, these may be considered former John Jones fans that now have nowhere to go because Jones retired, that will now pretend to be Ciryl Gane fans and pretend to want Ciryl Gane to win for the good of the sport. I just think he's way better. Tom Aspinall's the correct prediction. It is a very risky matchup. Ciryl Gane is very, very technical. Ciryl Gane is harder to hit than any former opponent of Tom Aspinall. I just think his grappling is a weakness, and he'll be thinking about that in a fight with Tom. And while you're thinking about that, you've also got to think about being knocked out with any punch you get hit with So it's just a lot for Gane to worry about, and we know that Gane typically does shit the bed in big moments.
If I had to give an advantage to Ciryl, it'd be in the, maybe in the movement. Maybe he's a little slicker on the feet, but he's not as powerful as Tom. And Tom's certainly slick as we know. But the wrestling, the grappling side of things, it's not even a conversation. It's not a conversation. So. Tom should be able to take him down if he chooses to. So if Ciryl Gane isn't training in Dagestan for 2-3 months, years, days, weeks,
or
whatever, Arkansas, brother.
Yeah, he's just go down there with brass.
Get up there with brass. If he's not just solely working on his grappling, then he's a fool. Yeah. And by the way, Tom's probably got bigger power. Tom might just knock him out on his feet as well.
And this, I'll be honest, this is one that I'm really, really excited about, which is going into the fourth quarter of the year. And we're talking about the heavyweight champion of the world, Tom Aspinall, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Tom Aspinall. Wow. So you're rubbing it in like that, Kush.
No, I'm not rubbing it in. I'm just giving him his due props, because since the former undisputed champion has retired, Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the world, and he's taking on, rightfully so, the #1 contender in Ciryl Gane. Yeah.
It is about time. It's been over a year since I thought. It's crazy, isn't it? I know. Over a year, and the whole time I've been fit, the whole time I've been ready to go. Doing what I've been told to do, which is stay ready. I've stayed ready. We know what's gone on. We're not going to talk about that, but we now have a fight. We now have a fresh fight that I've been waiting to fight this guy for a long time, and we finally get the chance. 25th of October, it's on. Heavyweight title is being contested.
I feel like Tom's been in the gym. Like anytime I've talked to him and I've seen him and he's been waiting for that John fight to happen. In the interim, while he's been waiting for all of this, I know for a fact that he's been training, he's been staying active, and he finally gets a fight. I feel like for him, it's just got to be a relief that, okay, something's happening. I have an opponent, I have a task at hand, and that I think is going to be motivation. But you're right. It's a lot of pressure to deal with, because you were waiting for this big moment with the John Jones fight, and now you've got to face somebody else, a very dangerous opponent. I would be feeling it if I was Tom Aspinall.
Ultimately, I want to beat everybody. That's my plan. Is I don't just want to beat the next guy. I want to beat the next, however many guys there are.
Yeah.
But Cyril's a tough test, man. I'm not looking past him at all. He's really good. He's really good. Like I said, new wave of heavyweight.
Yeah.
Doesn't move like anyone I've ever really fought before. But also, I don't move like anyone he's fought before. So it's going to be fun.
And I know that Gane didn't deserve this fight. There's absolutely zero argument that he does. But independent of the rankings, this is somebody that Tom hasn't faced. And it's somebody who, at least in theory on the feet, we don't know a lot about Tom. Like, we just don't. I mean, he does this all the time to escape, and we don't know what he looks like in the fourth round. We don't know anything. You would think that there's on some level, Ciryl Gane might be able to answer some of these questions. So the bout has value. So to me, that has intrigue. Those have intrigue.
Both of them are great. I think this comes down to strategy and the grappling. Can Tom be able to use all his skills, maybe get Ciryl Gane to the ground? This is a great fight. The one thing I'm concerned with, Tom can't drop the ball on this one. Tom's got to go out there and show the world that he is the best heavyweight in the world, because we all agree with that. We've all agreed with that he's the best heavyweight in the world. He gets an opportunity to prove it against probably the second best heavyweight in the world, Ciryl Gane.
I think if we're talking about their styles too, I think the one thing that you can give Ciryl, other than maybe his unorthodox movement, the way he switches stances quite a bit, he kicks more. He uses a bit more tools, whereas Tom can kick. He can do it all, no doubt about it. He can knee and all of that. But I think that primarily the hands are where Tom really showcases himself and shines. Whereas Ciryl, he can be a little tricky with kicks. He uses a lot of front kicks. He uses side kick. He'll attack like that lead knee and things like that. But again, those are also, if you do too much of that, those are opportunities for Aspinall to be able to get a hold of you and get you to the ground too. But I do think Tom's not going to be afraid to mix it up on the feet. I think he'll be smart about how he approaches the wrestling in that.